Hey guys, Aaron Cybertron Zang here, and today I'm back with another episode of Road to Ranked, where I climb the online VGC 18 ladder and provide live commentary as I go. We are just jumping back where we left off from the last episode, making progress with the new team that we've been playing with currently in the mid-1700s on Battle Spot. But yeah, it's been a fun run. I feel like I said this in the last couple of episodes really with the team, but I have really enjoyed this new team, and I have definitely learned a lot from using it, and I think we've run into some pretty cool teams and matchups as well. And overall, I am just happy that it's actually worked out a lot better than I expected it to. I remember, like, I played a couple of games on Showdown with it at first, and I was like 1-6, and I was like, man, I'm like really bad, or this team is really bad, or maybe just both. But then I like got off and then came on and then played a little bit more, and I was like, okay, maybe the team's actually decent. Made some small adjustments here and there, and I feel like it definitely has its weaknesses, some notable weaknesses, but it has been performing pretty well so far, so I'm pretty happy about that. And hopefully you guys have been enjoying the games with it, because I think it's a pretty fun team to watch as well. So yeah, we are just going to look for our first opponent of the day. As always, if you guys enjoy Road to Ranked, please share and support by leaving a like in the video. I'd really appreciate it. And yeah, definitely go catch up on the last couple of episodes if you're not already, and go check out the Sand Team analysis, which was uploaded over the weekend. Like I mentioned, I am currently in finals week, so a little bit busier, but I am trying to record as much as possible and get, you know, daily uploads still really out every day as we find a 1484 rated opponent from Japan. I'm also going to be in Memphis, Tennessee for the regional championships this weekend, so if you are there or around, definitely come say hello, or don't forget to tune in at Pokemon.com/live. It's going to be the last VGC 17 major of the season, and I'm pretty stoked to be commentating that. So, first game today, we've got a pretty cool team. This actually really takes me back to one of the old teams I used in VGC 15 very early on. I think I had like Hydreigon, Mawile, Venusaur, and Rotom. I don't know if they were all on the same team, but I definitely use all of those. Then the Bronze on the Chandelure, so no new Pokemon. You know, just a lot of old familiar faces, which is kind of cool to see. There's obviously a Trick Room threat right now. I think I'm gonna lead Hydreigon. Deciding which Mega Evolution is kind of tough, because Gardevoir obviously not walls, but it does so well against Hydreigon, but Charizard overall is pretty darn good against my opponent's team. The one Pokemon I'm worried about is the Hydreigon on my opponent's end. I guess I could just go Amoonguss Hydreigon, because I can just Rage Powder things and Dark Z. That seems good. With Charizard and Landorus in the back. Yeah. It's just really tough justifying bringing Gardevoir in a game where there are multiple steel types. Like, both Bronzong and Mawile just wall Gardevoir so much, and I really can't do anything about that. I don't really need Tailwind as much in this game, so for once I'm not going to bring my good old friend Barney. Just going to leave him on the bench, and we'll see how this goes. I feel like my Hydreigon puts on a lot of offensive firepower right from the start. Dark Z move should one-shot Chandelure and Bronzong. Draco Meteor obviously one-shots the Hydreigon on my opponent's end. Amoonguss being able to spore things is really nice as well, because my opponent doesn't have any terrain to stop the sleep. So if I can check the Chandelure, then Amoonguss will be able to just run over my opponent's entire team with spores. I'm bringing it for redirection, but obviously spore is also just so good against my opponent's team. So we'll see how this goes. Let's see what my opponent decides to lead with. Definitely a pretty interesting team. So going with Hydreigon on Amoonguss, which I believe we saw a decent amount in yesterday's episode. And we see Hydreigon and Chandelure, which is maybe the worst lead I could have ran up against from my opponent's end. So that's kind of scary, but oh well. It's actually a very terrifying lead. The question is, do I want to just get rid of Amoonguss immediately? Like, am I willing to trade Amoonguss for something on my opponent's end? I think the answer to that question is yes. Yeah, I think I'm just going to Dark Pulse. I kind of want to protect, though, because Chandelure might Trick Room. Dang. I thought this lead would be good, but this is like the one combination of Pokemon that it kind of suffers against. I kind of want to just double protect turn 1 to scout for... Like, if my opponent Trick Rooms, then I can start sporing under Trick Room. So I'm going to go for it. So I'm going to protect. Amoonguss is going to protect. See what my opponent does. No protection from my opponent's end. Okay. Does Chandelure... Is it Scarfed? That's the other question. U-turn. Okay. That's interesting. And Will-O-Wisp. Obviously anticipating a switch there. Huh. U-turn. What? Is that... Like, you don't normally run U-turn unless you're running, like, Scarf Hydreigon. So I'm thinking it's Scarfed. I'm going to Dark Pulse Chandelure now. I think I want to switch out. Because I think it might be Sashed. Yeah, I'll switch out into... I'm going to switch out into Charizard. The reason being is because I want to conserve the Intimidate from Landorus, because if Mawile comes in, basically the worst case scenario right now is, and I realized I maybe had a better play of Dark Pulsing and Sludge Bombing Chandelure, just to deny Trick Room for sure, but Chandelure actually switches out into Venusaur, okay. So making the Charizard switch in seem decent right now. But if Hydreigon is not choice, then it could just Draco Meteor me right now. U-turn is very interesting. And it just U-turns again, okay. I want to say that's Scarf Hydreigon then. Like, I'm fairly sure it is, otherwise you wouldn't go for a U-turn, or you wouldn't run U-turn. Scarf or Specs, one choice item. So, if Chandelure's switching out, then it's probably not Sashed. That's what I would think. So, yeah, I thought Amoonguss would be able to put in a lot of work, but it's definitely looking a little bit weaker right now, but that's fine. I'll get a Dark Pulse off, and since Venusaur has a Mega Evolve, that works in my favor. Yeah, it does a decent amount. Huh, I kind of want to just Dark Z-move Chandelure and Overheat Venusaur here. And I think that's what I'm going to go for. My opponent does not have very much firepower right now, and I'm fairly confident Chandelure isn't Scarfed. Like, yeah, it can't be, because Hydreigon went first, and I'm pretty sure Hydreigon is actually the one that's Scarfed on my opponent's end. So, yeah, like, my opponent could switch out right now, but I'm able to get a lot of pressure off regardless. If I can knock out the Chandelure, then Amoonguss can come in and suddenly put in a lot more work with Spore and Redirection. So we'll see how much I get off this turn. My opponent's not switching out, so we'll see how any Protects come out. Could be like a double Protect, but that would be okay. I also gotta wonder if that's Mega Venusaur or not, because I did set up the Sun now, and it is Mega Venusaur, yeah. So, I think Overheat and Sun, honestly, I'm modest. I might just knock out Venusaur, but I don't have like too much special attack investment in terms of my EV spread, so I don't know if that knocks out. But no switch outs, which is good, and I should be able to just get this Dark Z move off. The reason why I went for the Z move was because if Chandelure protected, I would be able to do damage through the Protect. And I don't know, I figured it's not Sashed, given that it switched out earlier, but maybe it actually is still Sashed. I just thought if you were Sashed, then you would stay in earlier and just go for an attack. So, let's see. Moment of Truth. I love that animation, by the way. Yeah, it actually is Sashed. Wow. Huh. Okay, interesting. As long as Overheat connects, yeah, okay, good. So, I think in Sun, despite Venusaur having thick fat, yeah, gets the knockout. Excellent. So, I mean, I probably would have preferred to knock out the Chandelure, to be honest, just because that's the biggest threat to my Amoonguss. And Chandelure finally does Trick Room. Huh. Very interesting. Okay. Well, I've got Landorus and Amoonguss in the back, which is pretty good. Chandelure is also in KO range from a Sludge Bomb. So, I'm not in the best of positions right now, but I'm also not in the worst. And Rotom is my opponent's last one. Huh. That's not what I anticipated seeing either, but I will definitely take that. Okay. I think I just want to Dark Pulse here and protect Charizard. I don't want to switch Charizard out into Amoonguss quite yet. Ideally, I'd want to get a free switch in into Amoonguss. And since Charizard's protecting, that means Chandelure isn't protecting. So we'll see if... And they're just Will-O-Wisps. Okay. It's fine with me. It's Hydreigon. Like, the Trick Room now benefits me more, should I be able to get the Amoonguss in. And like I said, I think that might be Scarf Hydreigon, so I could just Draco Meteor now. So even though I'm at... Oh, wait. I'm not even at -2 special attack with Hydreigon. That's only Charizard. So I'm actually in a really good spot, I would think, right now. And I think... so, like, Rotom can't touch Hydreigon. That's one of the other reasons why I love it. Kind of funny, because, you know, I love Rotom Wash as well. But Hydreigon comes in for my opponent now, and what I can do is click Draco Meteor on the Hydreigon slot. It did go before me last time, so given that Trick Room is up, I think I can just Draco Meteor here and switch out into Amoonguss. And my DS is fainting, so I need to get my... I really said fainting, wow. I need to get my charger. Where is my charger? I feel like this always happens. Oh, guys, where's my charger? Someone help me find it. This is not good. This is actually not good. I don't know where it is. Huh. I really have no idea where it went. SOS. Oh, it's right here. It literally is right next to my DS. Wow, I'm blind. Okay. Yeah, so, as I suspected, Hydreigon is faster. So that Trick Room really doesn't benefit my opponent in the slightest. Get the knockout. Yeah, pretty clean 4-0. I don't know, like, matchup was tough for my opponent. That's exactly why I bring Amoonguss. And, like, I saw some guy asked in the comments the other day, like, how do you deal with Trick Room? It's just the best answer. Amoonguss is just, like, such a good Trick Room answer. I'm just going to switch out in Spore. Actually, I should switch out into Landorus. Just because Charizard and Hydreigon both have ways to... I mean, you've got the Solar Beam. Yeah, my opponent just forfeits. I think Rotom's not going to win 4v1 there. But, yeah, a pretty straightforward game. I think the matchup was pretty tough. The lead was actually pretty scary, and this game could have gone very differently had my opponent just gone for a Draco Meteor immediately with the Hydreigon instead of a U-turn. So that was kind of one of the things where it's like, oh, my opponent had a surprise item, but then it didn't really get to use it that well just because my opponent tried to play maybe a little bit too safe. But it was interesting because the U-turn was directed into the Hydreigon slot, and so you'd imagine... I don't know, it's like if you're targeting Hydreigon anyway, like, if you're expecting Hydreigon to protect, you wouldn't target that slot. So you would probably U-turn the Amoonguss. So, I don't know. I'm not complaining, but I think that game could have played out very differently because I wasn't sure whose Hydreigon was faster. And it definitely would have been a much tougher game had I lost Hydreigon immediately because you look at that lead matchup, like, that was a really tough lead matchup to play against, given that it actually was probably the best lead possible given what I had led against my opponent. So, we were up against my old Sand team. I don't know if this is the exact one, but I think that's the order I put the Pokemon in. I'm pretty sure that's my team. So obviously, it's the... If you want to try this team out, if you want to watch it, if you haven't seen it, go check out Road to Ranked episodes 1 through 9, free advertising, and go check out the team analysis. All that's in the description below. It's always so tough facing against your own teams because it's like you should win, right? Because it's like, oh, you know all the details. So the pressure's on you, but then if you lose, it's like, wow, you lost to your own team. But I guess that could be a good thing as well. I mean, no pressure here. I'm just looking forward to a fun game, but it's always kind of funny. So let's see. Trying to think what my team did like going up against. So the goal really is to knock out the Salamence, because if I knock out Salamence, Amoonguss really has a lot of power against my opponent's team. I probably want Charizard. Ooh, this is kind of tough, because I don't know what to lead exactly. Could go Landorus, Naga. Yeah, that's actually seems really good. Maybe I don't want to bring Amoonguss. I kind of want Heatran and Hydreigon instead, to be honest. Yeah, there's just a lot more firepower there. Alright, let's see how this goes. Alright, facing against the good old friends. And my opponent's got the sick Como skin, or decal, or shirt. I don't know, what's the proper word for attire, I guess, or clothing. That's the simplest one. I think, I remember my original plan was I'm going to change my clothes every week. I changed my team on Road to Ranked, but then I totally forgot to do that for this new week, so maybe starting next week. Rotom T-Tar coming out, okay. So I obviously know that T-Tar is Scarfed, which works in my favor. The Intimidate here is good. There's Ice Punch, but Ice Punch should not knock me out with the Intimidate. Actually, I'm not entirely sure about that, because I don't have any bulk in this. It's Assault Vested, but no bulk. Nice lead by my opponent. Maybe I should have brought Amoonguss. I kind of just want to switch out into Hydreigon and Tailwind. Yeah, we're going to go for that, I think. Yeah. Amoonguss would have been nice as a lead here, definitely, but it's kind of risky leading Amoonguss when your opponent can lead Mega Mence. And my Mence was max speed, so I'm slower with my good old Purple Dragon. And I can't just HP Ice it for a knockout immediately. So that's the downside. I also lose my Sash here, which kind of sucks, but oh well. So I'm going to switch out, get my Tailwind up. I'm still not in the best of position, but Tyranitar switches out. Wow. That puts me in an unbelievably good position. I will take that. I'll definitely take that. Because I have HP Ice now, and I have Tailwind, so I just outspeed, and I can just kind of putz around with some attacks. Yeah, that is so good for me, wow. I'm surprised about that switch. But that's one of the things about Scarftar that's always, like, tough, right? It's like, do you just switch? Do you stay in? The Will-O-Wisp does target down the Hydreigon, but yeah, I'm not staying with Landorus there. Landorus is too good against my opponent's Tyranitar and potentially Excadrill in the back. So that puts me in a very, very solid spot now. I think Salamence here probably protects. So I could Sludge Bomb. I don't want a Z move just yet, because I want to scout out for a Z move. I'll still play it safe here. I think I'm just going to Dark Pulse the Rotom and HPI Salamence. I've got Tailwind up, and Rotom does nothing to me right now. Worst case, Rotom switches out into something like Excadrill or back out into Tyranitar, but then the Salamence slot is in an awkward spot going into next turn. But it's actually Salamence switching out, which I would agree with. I think that's probably the better Pokemon to conserve right now in the game, as Rotom does protect. So, yeah, best case scenario for my opponent, which is a good play. But now I can bring Landorus back in for Intimidate. Yeah. But Tyranitar does actually give my team a lot of problems in general. Like, that's why Landorus is so important. So I think I'm going to withdraw my good old Dragon Friend out into Lando. I don't know whether Dark Z move actually knocks out Rotom. I don't think it does. I'll still go for it this time around, yeah. Just because I don't really need it for anything else on my opponent's team. I'll switch into Landorus. The only downside here is that if I don't knock out Rotom, I could get like Rock Slide Hydro Pumped. Although I think I might even be able to survive that. Now, I don't have as much special defense investment on Rotom. Actually, I had a decent amount, so it probably survives the Dark Z move. Let's see. More importantly, it's just intimidating the Landorus, but my opponent has... Like, the switch was really good, just because I couldn't really do too much to capitalize off that. So this is a big Z move. If I get the knockout onto Rotom, that's the biggest threat to my my Landorus out the way. I don't think this knocks out, though, if I had to guess. I could have stayed in and Sludge Bombed, but I don't want to take a Rock Slide from Scarf Tower right now. I wanted to get that initial Intimidate off. I brought Charizard, but Charizard's not looking like a great Pokemon right now, to be honest. But let's see how much the Black Hole Eclipse does to Rotom. Oh, so close, but not enough. Tyranitar does Ice Punch. Targets the Landorus slot, actually. Nice prediction. Doesn't knock me out. Rotom does Hydro Pump as well, so... Ooh, targeting Hydreigon, okay. Yeah, so that was a nice read. I mean, it wasn't really a read in the sense that I'm running 3 Pokemon weak to Ice, so it's like a relatively free Ice Punch, but still a nice play, definitely. So... What do you do now? Switch out Tyranitar, probably. How many turns of Tailwind are left? This is the last turn. Ooh, that's kind of bad, actually. My opponent's stalling out my Tailwind really, really well. I kind of want to just... I don't actually care about Rotom being out on the field. It helps me more than it hurts me. So I think I'm going to Dark Pulse the Tyranitar and Earthquake it. Because that covers any switches. I'm still not in a very good spot, to be honest. Ooh, both Pokemon stay in and no protects. Interesting. Okay, well, that's actually a huge relief if I'm able to just knock out Tyranitar here. I think EQ should knock out. I'm max attack, admin. Let's see. Getting this knockout would be really huge. Is it enough? Yeah, okay. So that's good, because I get that out the way. Now, Rotom just Hydro Pumps, and it does connect, targeting out Landorus. I'll take that trade. I'll definitely take that trade, because that eases up Charizard a little bit now. Tailwind does peter out here. I think I'm probably going to bring good old Barney back out. I'm just going to call it Barney now. Screw the actual pronunciation. Yeah, I think by bringing that out, unfortunately I lost my Sash, but I have Draco Meteor Pressure. And I can Tailwind again. So my opponent basically has to call it correctly, because I'm assuming Mega Mens comes back out for my opponent right now. Maybe it's Excadrill, actually, so maybe I should have brought Charizard out instead. Ah, should have, yeah. So now my opponent really has to call this correctly, though, because... Is this his last turn of Sand? Yeah, it is. Wait, why don't I just double protect? Wait, that makes so much more sense. Yeah. I'm just going to double protect. Because then Sand expires. I think if I'm here, my opponent here, I would consider switching out Rotom, yeah. So I think maybe I should have done more to capitalize off that. This is going to be a really close finish. Yeah, I think it's a really solid game overall right now. My opponent's been playing really well. I think maybe I should have attacked here, but I didn't want to call the 50-50 and get it wrong. And, of course, Excadrill could also just choose to Rock Slide. Which is what it went for, yeah. So I could have got him flinched. Now I could get double-edged. But that would be fine. Okay, because I know my Charizard should be faster than Excadrill. So I think I can Draco here and Tailwind. I gotta think about this, but yeah, this is where if I had max speed with this, it would be a lot easier because I would just HPI Salamence for the knockout, but let's think this through. So, Salamence is going to... Ooh, no, that doesn't quite work. What do you do here if you're my opponent? Because I would be willing to trade Salamence for Naga. I would double edge here personally. I really don't like that play. I ran out of time. Dang. Let's see. Because what I want to do was make a read expecting the double edge to go into my good old purple dinosaur. And Draco to get a knockout. Yeah, I think I lose now actually. Wait, what? Whoa. Oh, wow. Okay, I mean, it makes my play look good. The other... Actually, yeah, this is the play that won me the game. Like, I just win now. But... I don't know, because I don't think I would ever protect if I'm in my opponent's shoes. The main reason I don't protect there is because... You know you're not... I guess you're worried about getting knocked out by Hydreigon, but it's like Salamence. I guess my opponent also might not know that Salamence is actually faster than me just because I'm running Modest instead of Timid. That's one of the things I was trying out. I wanted Modest for more firepower and for the beast boosts, but Timid might be... Like, Timid is better for specific matchups, obviously, like the one you see here. But, wow. That's... Okay, I haven't won yet, but I just need to hit Heat Wave now. So I'm just going to Fire Blast Excadrill. And I'm just going to Protect here to scout out for a Protect on Rotom's end. Yeah, I mean, Protect Heroin was the last play I expected from my opponent's end, but because that was the play my opponent went for, that was like the exact play that ends up working out for me, which is kind of crazy. And Rotom does Protect, which is perfect, which is what I was scouting out for as well. And I should be faster, yeah. So the reason why is because it's like you apply so much pressure at that point with Salamence on either of my Pokemon, and Jordan goes into Protect, so yeah. Where Salamence, a Double Edge probably just knocks me out, I would imagine so. So I was thinking my opponent could just Double Edge and like Iron Head me. But I was thinking, okay, if my opponent attacks with both, then I get the knockout onto the Salamence. Excadrill knocks me out in return, and it's my Charizard, which is pretty bulky against Rotom and Excadrill, where I can just click Heat Wave and win. But the downside is I lose if Salamence Tailwinds, and Excadrill knocks my... Or actually, yeah, hold on. Let me play this turn out first, then I can explain what I was thinking. Yeah, I'll just Fire Blast now, and... Sludge Bomb. Yeah, what was I afraid of? I was afraid... What I wanted to do was actually protect my Naga Nadal and... Or Naga Nad... I keep on freaking mispronouncing it. I need some official rulebook. I know you guys have told me, but I always just get it mixed up anyway for some reason. I'm better at math, guys, not English. But we get the win there. What was I trying to reflect on, though? The point... I'm so distracted right now. The point that I wanted to initially say is that... Basically, what I was afraid of was Salamence just going for a Double Edge to knock me out. And then, the play I wanted to make was protecting and Draco Meteoring. And the idea behind that is I knock out Salamence and then I can set up Tailwind. And how do I lose with the play that I made? If I just get Hyper Voiced. Yeah, that's how I lose. If Salamence makes a call and just Hyper Voices, then I lose Hydreigon. And then I get Durarend as well, and I don't have anything to deal with the Salamence. So my opponent could have clicked like Hyper Voice Iron Head, but the downside of that play obviously is if I protect Hydreigon and Tailwind. I think Excadrill probably shouldn't be protecting if you're my opponent there, just because you're not in immediate threat of getting knocked out. But I suppose my opponent could have been scared of like a Fire Blast from the Hydreigon. But I think Excadrill there maybe wasted to protect, and yeah, the Tailwind Protect, I was like, because I wasn't too happy about my play. I didn't think that was like the best play, but it ended up actually being the best play given the situation and what my opponent went for. So it was, I don't know, it was kind of weird. We do get the win. I think my opponent played that really well, though. That was a really tricky matchup for me to maneuver my way around. And like, I really wanted a Moongus, but it's tough bringing that because it's like you don't do really any damage with it, so you're only relying on it for Spore, which means you have to play very meticulously with it. And then with the Gardevoir, like Gardevoir is really nice against the Salamence, the Rotom, and the Tyranitar, but it sucks against Excadrill, and Excadrill, should it come out any earlier, gives me a lot of problems as well. So yeah, we do get 2 wins. I don't know, that game was kind of crazy. Fun episode overall, and yeah, always scary to go up against your own teams, but obviously I have a slight advantage knowing all my sets. But yeah, at the end of the day, like I knew that Rotom was bulky, and I figured it would survive the Dark Z move, and it did. And my opponent made some nice plays, you know, going for the Ice Punch, getting the Landorus on the switch in, but fortunately the little bit of extra bulk and the Intimidate does come through. And had my opponent Hydro Pump the Landorus switch in there, that could have also been very deadly for me. So yeah, scary game overall, and I think my opponent played that really well overall, other than the turn with protecting Escadrille and Salamence. But I'm thinking, like, maybe that wasn't even a bad play. It just covers most of my options, and I made a play that probably wasn't very good, but ended up bailing me out. So, I don't know. Kind of interesting, but I think overall, a really good game, and my opponent played really well. So, yeah. It's going to be it for this episode, guys. Thank you guys for watching. As always, if you enjoyed, please show your support by leaving a like, and I'll catch you guys next time. All right. Peace.